Hey everyone, it's Sam Smith with JP and Associates Realtors. I'm coming to you on April 21st, 2020. It's a Tuesday, and my plan is to always bring you either video information or um, post on social media regarding our real estate market, regarding finances, things like that. Just want to be sure that you guys are informed. And if you have any questions that you consider me a resource to find information for you. Sorry, my cat's jumping on the counter. Um, Anyhow, so this update today, I just wanted to touch real quickly on the state of the real estate market right now and what we are doing. It's still kind of status quo, as in um, the uh, the way things are working. It's mostly virtual. And yes, I've had the question over and over again: are people really buying homes without having walked through them? The answer is yes. There are multiple ways to conduct a virtual tour to participate in viewing the house. And yes, while it's true that there are certain things that are not observable just by the eye, there's a lot, there are a few things that, you walk into a room and you get to know a feeling of the space and everything. And that's where someone like your realtor, if you're a buyer, your realtor can help you out with that, because frequently it's very simple for someone like myself to go to a property that you're interested in. And once we have established a relationship, whether that relationship has been only established by video, like Zoom calls or whatever, or we have actually gone to see properties in person, there's still, a your realtor is a great resource for providing the information and giving you like updates on the nuances that maybe are not so obvious um, by video or visual. Um, there are a lot of showings that are still happening in person. There's significant protective measures that are being requested by listing agents and by people who are selling their houses. And by the way, yes, there are new listings every single day. There is a long list of new listings every day. There's a long list of houses going under contract right now. The market, it's different, probably a little slower than perhaps last April or the last few Aprils, but it's not it's not diminished, it's not gone. Everything, transactions are still happening across the board. So your other question may be, how is everyone closing? You always have to go close in person at the title company. Well, no, actually right now, and actually in the past several months, there have been some new developments in virtual signings, and there are just a lot of new strategies for allowing people to close without having to attend in person. I've heard about people coming to closing and just staying in their car and having the papers, the documents transferred to them, and have the opportunity to sign while in their car without even having to go anywhere. Like I said, there's virtual notaries available. And yeah, there's a lot of innovation going on right now. There's a lot of things we can't do, but people are resourceful, people are creative, and both for bad and good, unfortunately. But here in the real estate industry, we're using as much of our creativity to solve issues, to overcome problems, potential problems. And yeah, showings and signings are two of the main issues I think that people are coming up with. But like I said, showings are happening in person, um, and it's really kind of discouraged. I know that children are being discouraged from attending showings, and there are a lot of protocols that myself or your realtor can go into detail with you before you start looking for homes. So that's kind of what's going on here. And if you went on my website, samsmithrealtor.com, you may have seen the March statistics came out, and there was no diminishing, um, we were still much higher in the Austin area, much higher sales year over year, increase in price values. And so we're not really feeling the effects that maybe some parts of the country are feeling. But from what I can hear, I mean, I've got colleagues all over the country, and some people are more busy than they were over the past 3 years combined. And that's fantastic. So just so you know, if you need a resource for pricing, if you're thinking maybe once this kind of clears up or settles down, that you would like to consider selling your home, I have a new little tab in my website at samsmithrealtor.com, and it can give you immediate home valuation on there. All you have to do is type in your address, and it'll immediately give you three different resources that are based on statistics. And then, we can talk if you want a true price strategy for whenever it's time to sell your home. So, in the broader respect of the marketplace and finances in general, a lot of people I've noticed, I did post a blog about it before, but I think that, one of the things I really want to stress is that there's none of this is free money. None of these new programs and whatever, allowing for forbearance or deferments or, taking money out of your 401k tax, without having to pay taxes on it. Just don't. I just want to guard you against thinking that this is free money, free option to, spend however you want, or getting the stimulus check. If you did receive yours recently, if that money is designed to go straight to your bills if you have lost your job, or your job's, if you've been furloughed, or you're not bringing in the usual income. That's what that money is for, is so you can pay your bills and keep food on the table and, keep things going as status quo as possible. But the important thing to remember is that right now, the best thing you can do for yourself and for your financial situation is just to control what you can control. Don't worry about the other things, and really stick to a budget. If you've never had a budget before, now might be a great time to start working on something like that. There are tons of free resources. Of course, I love and 100% recommend Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. I know my church has several new courses that have been forming. They're virtual, obviously, right now, and there are plenty that you could join into. He's got tons of free resources, budget planning worksheets and stuff like that. And of course, I would be happy to help you with that in whatever way I can. I'm no financial expert, but I've been through that program, and it helped me 100%. So, just kind of keep to a budget, control the things you can. If you are an investor type person, if you've got a lot of investments, if you sell off your investments right now, the only thing you're going to do is increase the downward slope of the sort of recession path. Hold steady, because statistically over time, the way it's always been is that the stocks go up and then they go down, up and down. And I found a chart earlier, I'll try to share that later, that shows a graphic showing how much the market goes up and how much it goes down. It always goes up more, even when, even over time, which we saw, 10, 12 years ago, when the stock market really kind of dropped out and real estate market dropped out, and bottom dropped out, even up to 20 years ago. So don't think that you have to sell everything. Now, if you do have extra cash sitting around, now actually might be a decent time to invest in something new, because prices, stock prices are a little bit lower, and it might be time to sort of put your foot in there. But first things first, always pay your bills. Always make sure that your family's covered. Don't lose, don't lose out on the things that are required for day-to-day life. Personally, I have found that I'm not spending nearly as much money as I normally do. For one reason, I'm not driving as much, so I'm not spending as much on gas, not going out to eat as much. Uh, I'm still supporting. If you do follow me on social media, you'll know that I do support local businesses as much as possible, local restaurants as much as possible, and even doing that, and even buying meals for my entire family because we are all here. Um, I'm not spending as much at the grocery store. I'm not. I don't know. It's kind of like this surprising thing looking back over the past several weeks and seeing how things have gone. Um, it's encouraging. But anyhow, so just if you can afford some extra spending, focus it locally as much as you can. Otherwise, just don't even, don't do any frivolous spending right now, just until we kind of get past, um, you know, when we have more knowledge of what's really going to be happening. And I think Governor Abbott in Texas, he definitely was talking this weekend about opening a lot of the retail stores open up, having them open up again for curbside or delivery. And hopefully that'll help some people. I know my business owners have been still um, offering curbside or delivery on their products, and keeping their websites up to date with their inventory and stuff like that. But as much as possible, just don't spend extra money on extra stuff. Now might be a really good time to instead take that money and put it into your savings, cash reserves, and stuff like that, and plan for what's going to happen next. And anyhow, just be sure that you don't think of it as free money. Don't stop paying your bills. Really, if you can pay your mortgage, just pay it. Because forbearance means that if you have a forbearance program that's 3 months long, that means in 90 days you are going to be paying 3 months worth of uh, house payments, mortgage payments, because you still have to put that money into that mortgage and into your escrow account and so forth. If you're working on a deferral program, a deferment, you're still paying interest for every single day that 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 your payments are deferred. So even if it's tacked on at the end of your, if your 30-year mortgage becomes a 30-year plus 6 months mortgage, you're paying 6 months of additional interest that you didn't have to if you can pay your mortgage right now. So um, don't take out any, of these high interest loans like Payday or even a home equity line of credit. It's probably not a good idea to do that right now, as much as we are at home and making a lot of updates and everything to our home and fixing our garden. And we just bought a shed that we're going to put up this week, which that's been a long time coming. But anyhow, these are just some ideas that I hope that you can use to um, help with your financial perspective and see the market in a little bit brighter way, and just be wiser, be financially conservative. If you need to move or if you need to buy a house, there's nothing wrong with that. People are buying, people are selling, and don't fret and worry that you won't be able to sell your house, because I'm pretty sure you will. Anyhow, if you have questions or comments, you can always tag them, put them in the comments below, and I will get back to you just as soon as I can. And like I said, I will try to put that chart of market activity, the stock market activity, just so you can take a look at that and see what it really looks like over time. All right. Have a good rest of your week. Oh, by the way, tomorrow I will be interviewing Laura Nizer. She's a life coach. I didn't really believe in life coaches until I met her. So I hope that you'll come back and visit me tomorrow at 3 p.m. And then on Thursday, I'm starting a new series where I'm interviewing business owners or managers, businesses that are locally based but have been closed down due to the restrictions and regulations, so that we can know how we can actually help them still patronize their business, so give them, help them generate an income. And so that'll be Thursday at 3 p.m. Hope to see you then.